Whoa, Marvel fans, get ready to have your freaking minds blown because we need to talk about some incredible updates about Kevin Feige's plan for the multiverse and Secret Wars. This includes stuff about the Scarlet Witch showing up in Deadpool 3, across the Spider-Verse characters possibly showing up in the Secret Wars movie, and even more evidence to suggest that Marvel is doing Secret Wars in 2 parts and giving us an entire battle world saga. Oh my god! Yes! We've got a lot to get into. Smash a freaking like on this video and let's begin. Okay, so first up we need to talk about the Scarlet Witch. Wanda, man, what's the deal with Wanda? Obviously, she's a fan favorite character and she had a crazy arc between WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. And people want more Wanda, and they've been asking all the insiders and scoopers constantly about different updates about what the plan is for Elizabeth Olsen to return to the MCU. Well, Alex Perez recently talked about this very briefly on the Cosmic Circus podcast, but it made major freaking waves. And this is because one of the things he talks about is how the plan currently is to do something solo with Wanda, but for a while you're just gonna hear about Wanda in different projects. You're going to hear about Wanda in the Agatha show, and you're going to hear about Wanda in Deadpool 3.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's right, man. Wanda will be mentioned in mother-flippin' Deadpool 3. And I want to be crystal clear here. This is being said in the context of people wanting to know what's next for Wanda and how involved she'll be in the multiverse. So when Alex says she's going to be mentioned at Deadpool 3, that's freaking crazy. And that's because we've already thought that Deadpool 3 was going to be big for the multiverse. Owen Wilson as Mobius, the TVA, Miss Minutes herself. These characters are confirmed to be in Deadpool 3. On top of that, we've got plot leaks out there that talk about Deadpool and Logan hopping around to different universes, possibly even being recruited by the TVA to destroy rogue timelines. And that's all really crazy, but I did not have a Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, being mentioned on my Deadpool 3 bingo card. But I suppose her going around the multiverse, doing the crazy stuff she was doing in the multiverse of madness, would cause major problems for the TVA and the multiverse as a whole. And on a side note, one of the plot leaks out there for Deadpool 3 is that Magneto has taken over the Earth, defeated the Avengers in this like alternate timeline, and friggin' Logan and Deadpool have to go there, confront him, and try to defeat him. And a lot of people are saying this is coming from the Ultimates comic run called Ultimatum. And in that freaking run, Magneto snaps after his kids are killed. So wouldn't it be like crazy if we meet Ian McKellen's Magneto, who's taken over the planet, and when they ask him why he did it, he's like, well, somebody came into this universe and killed my daughter, the Scarlet Witch. So yeah, I'm really pissed. Man, that would be freaking awesome. But the Agatha stuff is really interesting as well. It seems like the latest updates about Agatha have this show adapting loosely some elements from the Children's Crusade and elements from The Witch's Road, which was a solo series about Wanda. It's like very character based, and she finds this alternate dimension or realm of existence called the Witch's Road, where she can access it and she learns about her past. So what it looks like is happening is Wanda might have gone into that realm at the end of Multiverse of Madness. She didn't die, but maybe she leaves this plane of existence. That breaks the spell that's on Agatha, and then Agatha's going around and trying to find witches to fight this other coven. Somehow a resurrected Billy Kaplan, who's the aged up son of Wanda, is involved and teams up with Agatha. And what I think is going to go down is he's probably going to figure out a way to get into the Witch's Road, have some kind of conversation with his mother, and convince her to come back to the 616. And that's probably when we'll get the solo Scarlet Witch project and have her involved in the multiversal saga. I think she'll have a big to-do with the Kang Dynasty and probably have a lot to do with Secret Wars as well. After all, apparently a Kang variant wrote this crazy prophecy about the Scarlet Witch into the friggin' Darkhold and put it all over the multiverse. I think that's a big deal. I think Wanda will be very important to what's going on with the Council of Kangs. So that's all cool and juicy, and again, points to Wanda being important to the multiversal saga. But let's talk about Across the Spider-Verse. By the way, just did a big video about Across the Spider-Verse and the multiverse in that movie and how it's pretty much the same as the multiverse in the MCU. And yes, that is confirmed to be true now. And there are a lot of articles out there talking about how Marvel and Sony work together on that. And Alex Perez even talked about in a recent podcast how that's the exact same Prowler from 616 that you see in the Citadel with Miguel and all the Spider people. And Marvel and Sony are also considering taking some of the characters from Across the Spider-Verse and putting them into Secret Wars. And I think Miles Morales or Miguel or even Gwen would be a great pick for that, but I gotta be honest with you guys here. I'm not the biggest fan of mixing live action and animation, and I don't know if I would love seeing an animated Miles Morales hanging out with a live action Peter Parker and like doing their thing in Secret Wars. Like maybe in a very small part of the movie. That's not something I want to be looking at for a large portion of the film. But the reason it's crazy, the reason I really want to bring it up is it goes to show how big Marvel is thinking about the multiverse, because damn dude, like they're not leaving anything on the table. Everything is possible when it comes to the multiverse and when it comes to the Secret Wars movie. And that takes us to the final point that I wanted to make in this video, and that's all about new reports that are saying again that Marvel Studios is considering splitting Secret Wars into 2 parts and doing a Battle World Saga. There's something that was rumored a long time ago. It's actually one of the last big scoops that the Marvel Studios spoiler subreddit had before Kevin Feige snapped them out of existence. And literally, like, in this podcast, Alex Perez is talking about how that's a real thing. Marvel was really serious about that, but it's sort of outdated information because there hasn't been any movement on anything because of the writer's strike. But I gotta be honest with you, I think Marvel is still moving on things, at least at a very high level creative place. And I think they've realized that they just have so many great ideas, so much goodness that they can tap into via the multiverse, that a single movie is just not going to be enough for them to add all that fun stuff. So I continue to believe they're going to split it up into 2 parts. I continue to believe that friggin' Eternity Wars is already the part 2 to Secret Wars. And I do think they are going to do an entire year of projects that are completely taking place within the multiverse or within the Battle World universe. And I wouldn't be surprised if they talked about those plans this year at San Diego Comic-Con in July, because I've also been hearing a lot of stuff about how Marvel's just going to go even harder this year than they did last year as far as San Diego Comic-Con. I think Kevin Feige knows that he needs to reinvigorate the Marvel fan base, get everybody excited about what the multiverse could actually be, show us incredible trailers, talk about the freaking content and how it's going to be awesome. And I think a great way to do that is to explain that there's 2 parts to Secret Wars and you're getting a whole dang Battle World Saga. Let me know what you think about this, guys. What do you make of Wanda being mentioned in Deadpool 3? What do you think about Across the Spider-Verse characters possibly showing up in Secret Wars? And do you believe it is possible that Secret Wars will be split up into 2 parts and that we will get that Battle World Saga? We've heard about this before, and I think Alex Perez has really good sources, so for him to be talking about it again, man, I just really think it's gonna happen. Smash like on this video, and of course, if you have any questions, if you want to talk about some of this nerdy stuff, come on by one of our live streams. I usually stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays over on our streaming channel. It's always a good time, and you can, again, ask me whatever questions you have right there in the moment.